quote, everyone is innocent until proved guilty, end quote. You say that's a lie. Why?
Because the government has enacted legislation which has so hampered defendants, it has so treated them as if they were guilty before proof. It has made it so difficult before a trial. It has made it so difficult for them to defend themselves that the government acts as if a person is guilty merely on the basis of an accusation or an allegation. The government breaks its own laws when it leaks grand jury material in order to affect the jury pool, the people from whom the jury will come, so that they will conclude that this person must be guilty. Look at all the stuff that's in the newspapers about them. The government seizes assets from individuals merely because they've been indicted, so they don't have the resources with which to hire counsel to defend themselves. The government persuades judges that this guy has a passport, therefore he might flee, so you can't let him be free. He has to actually prepare for his trial in a cell with 15 other people, 14 of whom might want to kill him, and in which there's no peace of mind or opportunity to deal with his client, to deal with his lawyer, which violates other rights. The seizure of property, post-indictment and pre-conviction, is one of the great modern travesties of our criminal justice system, because the standard of proof for seizure is less than proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Prosecutors have persuaded judges, you know, we're probably going to win this case. Let's take his money now so he can't dissipate it. Then he has to have a public defender instead of Ralph Nader or some really great lawyer to defend him.
What about the more serious violations of habeas corpus? You know, after 9/11, Bush rounded up thousands of Americans, many of them Muslim Americans, Arab Americans, and they were thrown in jail without charges. They didn't have lawyers. Some of them were pretty mistreated in New York City. And they were all released eventually.
Correct.
What is that what you mean also about throwing people in jail without charges, violating habeas corpus?
That is so obviously a violation of the natural law, the natural right to be brought before a neutral arbiter within moments of the government taking your freedom away from you. And the Constitution itself, as the Supreme Court in the Boumediene case pretty much said, wherever the government goes, the Constitution goes with it, and wherever the Constitution goes are the rights that the Constitution has to guarantee, and habeas corpus cannot be suspended by the president ever. It can only be suspended by the Congress in times of rebellion, which In re Milligan says, meaning rebellion of such magnitude that judges can't get into their courthouses. That has not happened in American history. So what President Bush did with the suspension of habeas corpus, with the whole concept of Guantanamo Bay, with the whole idea that he could avoid and evade federal laws, treaties, federal judges, and the Constitution, was blatantly unconstitutional and in some cases criminal.
Is Obama still supervising torture?
As far as I know, yes. As far as I know, people are still undergoing rendition. We still have some of these black prisons, they call them. I don't know why that phrase is, but the intelligence community refers to it because they like to deny that it exists, like a black hole. And we still have people in Guantanamo Bay who are being kept without charge, without trial, and the president still claims the power to lock people up and throw away the key. Recently, this president claimed the power through his then Director of National Intelligence, Admiral Blair, who has since resigned, though I'm not sure he's left office yet, to kill Americans on foreign soil if the president thinks that they are engaged in acts of terrorism. That would be murder.
In other words, the president, and contrary to our separation of powers, the president becomes the prosecutor, the judge, the jury, and the executor.
In his own mind, yes. And what torments me, Ralph, is that there was no outrage when Admiral Blair said that. I don't know if President Bush did that, and I don't hold water for President Bush, but if he had said that, or if Admiral Hayden, President Bush's Director of National Security, had said that while President Bush was in office, our friends in the media would have gone over the top about it, and rightly so. Why did they not do so when President Obama's Director of National Security said that? Why do we believe that as we're sitting in a comfortable studio in Washington, D.C., somebody not far from here is pressing a button on a computer which dispatches a plastic drone to somewhere in Pakistan to kill an American? If the government believes an American committed a crime, arrest him, indict him, and follow due process. That's what the Constitution says.